It started as a luxury sedan and ended as Godzilla. It wasn't available to most of us for decades, but it's an icon around the world. An evergreen star of video games and movies, Nissan Skyline is the quintessence of forbidden fruit.
In the late 90s, Japanese import culture exploded, and suddenly posters of JDM cars covered American teenagers' walls. Supras, RX-7s, 300ZXs, 3000 GTs, MR2s, S13s, S14s, Integras, Eclipses, Civics. But for many, one car stuck out. Twin turbo, all-wheel drive, it looked like a buff Maxima, and we weren't allowed to have it.
This is everything you need to know about the Nissan Skyline in less than 10 minutes. First things first, the Nissan Skyline wasn't always a Nissan, it was a Prince. What is a Prince, you ask? Well, in the years following World War II, Prince Motor Company was mostly known for making electric cars. But in 1952, they moved away from electric when they asked engineer Shinichiro Sakurai, the godfather of the Skyline, to create a luxury car to rival the European and American brands of the day. Over the next decade, the Skyline would undergo a number of iterations. So with the Prince Company. 1966, Prince was acquired by Nissan. All of a sudden, Skyline was a Nissan. Fun fact, according to insiders, the Prince team operated almost completely independently within Nissan until the R34 was phased out in 2002. You may live in your house, Nissan, but you're not my real dad.
You're not my dad! Ugly ass fucking.
In 1969, shit got real. The team lengthened the nose of the Skyline so they could fit the S20. This is a 6-cylinder, 24-valve, twin-cam, triple 2-barrel side draft badass that made 160 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. They called it the Skyline Gran Turismo Racer, or Skyline GT-R. It transformed the car overnight. It immediately started embarrassing the Americans and Europeans on the touring car circuit. GT-R was successful enough to warrant a second generation only 3 years later. Nissan wanted to present the car as having an exotic American vibe, so they marketed it with this series of amazing commercials starring two American lovers named Ken and Mary. Ken, Mary. Ken, Mary. Mary, Ken. American. Huh? From then on, the second generation GT-R was known as the Ken Mary. Now, this car is a legend. Bad as Unfortunately, bad as cars from the 70s ate a lot of gas, and the gas crisis happened right after the car was introduced. That made the GT-R badge disappear for about a decade. The GT-R may have been dead, but the Skyline soldiered on with the R30 generation. It's a good-looking car. Boxy. The R30 RSX Turbo was a mainstay in the Super Silhouette series of the 1980s. Later, the R31 GT-SR was purpose-built for Group A and won a ton of touring car championships in Australia, so not sweating it. As the 80s continued, gas crisis disappeared, Japanese economy recovered, Nissan got more money, and they were finally able to focus on the GT-R brand that they abandoned a decade earlier. In 1989, the Skyline R32 GT-R debuted. It had a straight six, 2 turbos, all-wheel steering, and 4-wheel drive. This is the beginning of the Skyline that most of you guys know. This is the beginning of Godzilla. Fun fact. Although the R32 was listed as having 289 horsepower, it really had closer to 320. This was part of a gentleman's agreement between all the Japanese OEMs to not brag about their horsepower. Around the time that the R32 debuted, drifting started taking off, and Nissan had a Skyline for that too. The GT-ST was basically the same as the GT-R, but it was rear-wheel drive, which means it's good for skids. Around the corners, licking it. The R32 kicked off the 90s, which is the golden era of Skyline. R33 and R34 that followed only cemented the dominance of Godzilla.
The changes between these 3 generations are minimal. They lightened up the front end, improved structural rigidity, moved the battery to the back, made the high-cast electric, and improved aero as well as update the cosmetics. This is the Skyline we fell in love with. This is the car that made it a legend. This is the reason for Brian O'Connor / Spillner. This is what many people picture when they hear GT-R.
During this time, Nissan made a number of low-volume, high-performance variants of the GT-R. Nismo, Nissan's racing division, turned the R33 into the 400R, a 400-horsepower GT-R. Later, the R34 got the M-Spec and V-Spec Nur editions. So now it's the late 90s. R32, R33, R34 have made the GT-R a legend. People are importing them to the UK, to Australia, to New Zealand. But if you live in the States, you can't have one, unless you're Paul Walker.
Dude, I almost had you.
In 2001, Nissan updated the Skyline to the V35. No longer a straight 6, now it's a V6. And hey, we even got it in America as a naturally aspirated 2-wheel drive Infiniti.
Coming.
Sweet, thanks. For now, the GT-R was dead again. Or was it? In 2007, Nissan announced it wasn't dead, and it was coming to America, and it was twin turbo, and it was all-wheel drive, and it's not a Skyline. It's just the Nissan GT-R. Looks kind of like a fat 350Z. Is it a Skyline? Is it a continuation of the legendary Godzilla? Let us know in the comments. If there's other things that you think people should know, let us know. If you like this format, let us know what else you want us to cover. If you hate my face, let me know. If you want me to die, please tell me how. Please subscribe, comment, and share.